Yes.
I think we can call her the diva, right? Our own South African diva, because I think divas kind of have a time span.
Yeah.
They have like a longevity to it. And let me give you the more official terms that I should mention. She's a South African musician, businesswoman, creative director, founding member of one of the most fantastic groups in South Africa, Mafikizolo. Nhlanhla Mafu is joining us in studio today to unpack a little bit more about her life, her career, but we're going to go into her music and what she's all up to. She's also like big in fashion as well, so we'll talk a little bit about that. Nhlanhla, welcome on the show.
Thank you so much.
I was telling Bali, I'm like, Bali, there's something about Nhlanhla that is amazing. She's a great singer, right? But every time you see her in any public place, it's like she woke up like this.
100%. You know what usually happens here, Ben? We've had so many artists come to the studio, right? And Ben is always flexing on me. He's like, oh, this one is from my hood. Now, guess what, Benji? This one is from my hood.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us. It's incredible to have you in studio.
Thank you.
You have a story behind you. You have a story in front of you as well. And I was also saying, not only has your career been quite resilient, but you continue to reinvent yourself. It doesn't feel like when you speak about the name Nhlanhla Mafu, you're speaking about something that was old. It's always new, it's always fresh, and it's always brand new. How do you do that?
Oh my goodness.
Give us your secrets. We also want to know.
You know what? I don't think it's a secret at all. I think for me, it's really about working with young people. It's always been about working with young people. And I find that, when you put the young and the old together, and find a nice balance, that's how you keep current, So I use that in my music and my fashion, in everything that I do, because I also believe in giving the young people a chance. You know what I mean? And they are incredible. They are amazing. And they've got all of these fresh ideas, And that's something I personally learned from the late Ndate Brahim Masekela, who has always collaborated with us, as young people, especially at the time. And that's how he stood out amongst his peers, amongst his age peers. So, yeah.
Well, it's been quite some time that you've had in the music industry. Of course, you have a brand new single today, but we're going to come to the single. Throughout the years that you've been in the industry, what are the ways that you felt you've grown the most? And I know you've been here for a very long time. So we learn, we grow, but we also can continue to adjust, because a person is not just like one person forever.
Absolutely.
You're always sort of like going through the motions.
Absolutely.
With where you are today, what would you say has been your biggest lesson thus far?
I think for me personally, I would say I've grown in a sense that before, when you write music and when you do things, you do them because, this is out there, this is what's happening, and let me do that. And now it's more about I've learned how to bring in my experiences into the things that I do, into my fashion, into my music. So what I sing about, it's not necessarily other people's experiences, but my own personal experiences. And I feel like right now I've never connected more with my music, because it means something to me. It's not just about this is the trend, let me do this, but what I sing about is something that I personally have experienced, and I think it's just an amazing feeling. It does feel like growth to me, as much as I've been in the music industry for so long, but also as a solo artist, when you're in a band, it's not about you. So I can't exactly sing about me, but having a solo project gives you that opportunity also to just say, this is my story, like if you listen carefully to what I'm singing about, you put the pieces together.
That's beautiful. The fact that individuality seems to mean something to you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I've kind of like noticed that in your career, that you've kind of redefined what it looks like to be a woman singer, You've incorporated the fashion, you've incorporated the business element. You're always working like a business curator with your career.
Yeah.
You're not just looking at your career in one dimension.
Yeah.
Where did that come from, that inspiration to see yourself in that way and to take yourself that seriously?
Honestly, in the beginning, it was like I don't think this was a plan, you know, for me to have my own fashion label. But I've always loved fashion. Obviously, I've always loved looking good, you know. But then I feel like I've always had the two passions, which is music and fashion. And it was a matter of music came first into the scene. But what I liked about that, it worked out perfectly for me, because with music, obviously, after recording an album, you have to shoot a cover.
Yes.
And, you know, you
It's
need
a place
look
to
for that.
display the fashion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you go out to award ceremonies and, you know, all of that. So they kind of like go together. So it made it like a natural move for me, because I've kind of like always known that I love clothes. But I just, you know, I think with time, that's when I realized that this is something that I really want to do. You know, also after getting tons and tons of compliments, especially from women, you know, and they would always ask, where did you get that? And every piece that I would buy from a shop, I would add a little something. So it was kind of like difficult to say, oh, go to the shop, you know, because I knew they were not going to find the exact same thing. So I thought, you know what, actually, let me share this with the women.
We're hanging out with Nhlanhla Mafu in our studios right here, streaming live on Facebook, that's Channel Africa, streaming live on YouTube as well, Channel Africa 1. It's definitely a good time. And if you want to see this gorgeous, incredible woman in the studio with us, join our live stream, put your comments in there. We'd love to have you. We'll continue this conversation after the break.
With gratitude for the voices, the rhythm, and the dreams that unite us all.
Roho ya Afrika inaishi katika kila hadithi tunayosimulia.
Each new day is a gift, a reminder to pause, to breathe, and to give thanks for the laughter we share and the journeys we take and the stories that shape who we are.
Cada nascer do sol, lhe lembre que há algo pelo qual ser grato.
La vie est un voyage, parcourons-la avec gratitude.
Channel Africa, celebrate the beauty of life with gratitude for the voices, the rhythms, and the dreams that unite us all. This is Africa with Channel Africa, the African perspective. Be inspired, stay informed. Channel Africa, the beauty of life. Now available anytime, anywhere with our new app.
Benjamin Mushatama and Palisatawo on the move.
All right, we're speaking to Nhlanhla Mafu, who is joining us, South African musician, businesswoman, creative director, and founding member of Mafikizolo, joining us in our Channel Africa studio. I remember first hearing Sibongile, right?
Yeah.
And then I just heard what I just heard as your latest single right now. I'm like, this is like a departure, a very serious departure. Tell us a little bit about the latest music that you're working on, because it's very different to what we know you, because it seems like we know you as this Kwela girl.
Yeah.
But now you've moved into this tech element.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
I've always loved Afro house and Afro tech, and as a result, you know, there's a couple of features that I did. I did a feature with Prince KB at some point. I did a feature with DJ Spoo, and they were all like Afro tech sounds.
Sure.
And I just loved the sound. I think, you know, for me, it was kind of like natural, you know, if I wanted to do something that was still like current. I mean, it's not the now sound, but now it's coming up. People are now starting to pay attention to that sound. But for me, it's something that has always been there. And I find that, you know, even when I sing, my voice blends like, it's like a natural move. You know what I mean?
It's beautiful.
So, one would say you can become current by doing amapiano and so forth, but I've never felt like a natural connection for me with amapiano and it really just always felt like difficult to try and put
To
myself
hop on the
there.
beat, yeah.
But with the house music, it's just like a natural,
And
connection.
let's speak a little bit about that natural connection, because throughout the history of your music, even with Mafikizolo and yourself as a solo artist, you've dabbled in quite a number of genres. And sometimes we're like, what's going on here? Like in the beginning, we're like, oh, hang on, are you collaborating with like West African artists? Okay, in the beginning, it's like, this is a strange sound to us.
Yeah.
And then when it starts really, coming into the industry, we're like, oh, we see what they were doing with that now.
Yeah.
So that that ability to try and dabble in different genres, try and understand what you naturally gravitate to. It's one thing to just go into a genre simply because it is popular at that time.
Yeah.
But how do you find that? How do you settle in that feeling to say, yeah, this feels a little bit more like me. This feels like a sound that can also be associated with who I am.
Yeah. I think, it's a it's a familiar move, if I can put it like that, because even when we started out as Mafikizolo, we did so many different genres whilst we were trying to find ourselves.
Yeah.
And finally, when we did the Afropop sound and did the Kwela sound, we're like, it just felt like we're at
Sure,
home. We
sure.
finally arrived,
Sure.
and the results showed, that, we found now our comfortable space. And it's the same thing with me, when I'm working on something. I when I recorded this song, I literally recorded it, I think, 4 times, going back to the studio, just recording one song, going and doing the whole entire song for the whole night, finishing at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Then I'll go home and I listen and I'm like, I haven't connected with this song. And I want that, as an artist. So I went from different tones. If you listen to the tone of this particular song, you would hear that it's like a much more deeper tone.
Okay.
Than how I would usually sing. So so that's really, really important for me, because the thing is, especially what I sing about on this song, it's something that is very personal to me. It's about my relationship with God, and so I have to believe it first before it even goes out. So if I don't believe it, then how am I going to convince you? Like when you listen, you kind of like, you would pick that up, especially if you love music, you're a person that understands music. So so for me, it's like finding that and connecting with the song, and then taking it out to the people.
Well, we've been saying the song. We have to play the song. The song is titled Inqaba Yam.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is Nhlanhla Mafu's latest single. Right now, let's bring in our latest sports news with Musiburi Makura. And after our news break, we play the song.